And here is another episode of the experiment of trust. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what is happening in your world right now? Is there anything shifting? What's going on? How much have you been walking with trust, walking in trust? Have you thought about how much you don't trust? How many times you couldn't trust? And what does trust really mean to you? And somehow I feel called to do another type of clearing because it's getting a little bit cloudy again. So let's start by lowering all the walls and barriers and expanding your energy, expanding your light, and allowing that cloud to dissipate and release. I feel like there's such a pressure of simply, are you willing to trust the outcome and any outcome? Are you willing to be okay with whatever the outcome is? Whether you right now think that is good or bad, and many times we don't want the bad outcome, right? We want the good outcome, the good outcome that we made in our head. And that's what we wanted to be and what we needed to be. But then we're afraid that that's not going to happen, so we don't trust because we need it to be a certain way. Can you not need it to be a certain way? Wow. That is giving me a severe headache. Can you not need it to be a certain way? Can you let that go? Dissipate and release. Whatever you thought it would be, whatever you think it should be, let's eliminate and eradicate it all. Dissipate and release it to the earth. Just send it to the light so it never comes back. What is actually available for you? What is actually possible for you? What if you can let go of all of the assumptions and all of the judgments that you've made up in your mind? Just break it down. Just break it down. Everything that is. Just allow it to dissipate and release. And breathe out. Allow all of that to dissipate and release. You cannot trust the outcome because you have decided it needs to be a certain way. Something showed up. You created something in your head, and now it needs to turn out that way. If not, you failed. Am I close? I don't know why it is that we always have to create scenarios. We always have to come up with something that we think the outcome should be. We always feel like, or we expect a certain reaction, a certain outcome. And to just give you the smallest example, yesterday I reached out to a person and I wanted to ask her if she would want to speak at an event. I couldn't think of a better person, and I wanted to ask her, but I kind of was reluctant to. I thought, well, she probably isn't going to do it. But that's not a reason to not ask the question, right? So I did ask, and she was open to have a conversation. She didn't say yes immediately, but she didn't say no. So we decided to get on a phone call and discuss the options. And she said yes. And I admitted to her that I actually did not want to reach out to her because I had fear coming up. And it wasn't just fear coming up, it was me creating a scenario that she was going to say no. And she didn't say no, she said yes. But I had to push through that fear. And I even had fear when she said, let's hop on a phone call and see what comes out of it. Let's just be open about it. And I was like, I was somehow dreading that phone call. It's like, do I want to do that? Like, do I want to hear a no? And I had no intention of talking her into it. I had no intention of persuading her. I was like, I'm just going to be there with my energy. And that's it. And it's going to be a yes or no. So I was somehow open to, I can get a no. I could get a yes, I could get a no. And still I wasn't really comfortable. But I just pushed through. And we can do that in much more extreme ways. Like we can create scenarios in our heads which are so far from the truth. Many times in a negative way. But don't you think if you could do it in a negative way, you could do it in a positive way too? You can come up with an outcome. You create an outcome in your head, but then that's not the outcome. And it's not a bad outcome, it's a quite good outcome. But you believe that if that's not going to be the outcome, then it must be bad. But what if something better is available? What if the good outcome that you thought you could have could be a better outcome? That the opposite of good is not bad, but it's better. Way better. So much better than you could have ever imagined. But you won't allow it to show up because you're invested in the outcome. So what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do with the mind chatter, with us creating scenarios, and with us not trusting the outcome or not even allowing trust? How much more can you be an allowance of trust? The energy of trust. Where is it? Like open up, perceive it. Where's the energy of trust? And I immediately, I can feel it all around. It's like I'm here. I'm right here. Where do you want me? Where do you want me? Let's do a clearing. Let's do a clearing with trust itself. Let's treat it like an entity. Let's treat it like a consciousness. So, truth. Does trust need a clearing, yes or no? So let's do an entity clearing. Truth, who are you? And who you be for that, 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 and who you be in the future. Truth, what are you? And what will you be for that? 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 And what will you be in the future? Truth, what's your job? What was your job for that? What's 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 job for that? And what will all your jobs be in the future? Thank you very much. You may now leave. Take your personal luggage with you, your magnetic imprinting with you, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 100 shirts, boys, poets, creation spaces, and beyonds. I have to say, I still love the Access Consciousness clearings. It just gives us so much space. So now trust is coming closer. It's all around me. It has its frequency. Now, communicate. Truth. Does trust want to communicate? Yes or no? And if the answer is yes, what does it want to communicate? And just receive the communication. So for me it says, I am here to hold you, to support you, to be your backup, to give you stability, so you can walk the narrow path. Just consider me as these pads, these cushions. You walk your path, and I'll make sure that you're safe. It's like he's asking, like, how often do you trust your own knowingness? How often do you trust what you already know, what you already see, what you already perceive? Sometimes you want something to be a yes, but you've already gotten a no. You cannot turn a no into a yes. If the energy is no, then the energy is no. As human beings, we're looking for proof. We need certainty. Okay, so now let's go to receive. Can we receive from trust, or does trust want to receive from us? We can receive from trust. So what can you receive? What does trust want to contribute to you? It's telling me that it wants to fill that empty space where you've been lacking trust. Wherever you feel it in your body, I feel it right here in my stomach. That's where I'm lacking trust. Now allow trust to fill up that space. That's how it wants to contribute to you. It wants to fill up that space where you've been lacking trust. And how much more can you receive from trust? What else is available for you? What else does it want to give you? What other energy does it want to give you? Does it want to nurture you? Perhaps it wants to give you some strength, some clarity. Or just an overall sense of peace and stillness. Can you think about a moment in time when you felt peace, when you felt like everything was okay? Doesn't matter how old you were, maybe you were a child, maybe a teenager, maybe as an adult. Go to that moment when you thought, all is good. All is good. All is good. And feel what that feels like in your body. When you had that knowingness. When you had that now moment. When you felt all is good. And this is what trust wants to be for us all the time. All the time, he wants to give us that sensation of all is good. All is good. Every time, all the time, every day, every moment. And just be in this now moment where you know what it feels like to trust that all is good. Not all will be good, or in the end everything will be all right. No, in this now moment, what does it feel like when all is good? All is good. Look around. How are you now? If you have children, how are your children? Are they good? Are they good for the now moment? They're good. Are you tired? Are you hungry? Are you good? Yes. And let that flow through your whole body, through your whole being. That is trust. That is trust holding you. That is trust saying, all is well. You're good. You're safe. You're good. You're good. Everything is all right. Now tap into Jesus. Where's Jesus? And from this space, let's show some gratitude. Let's show some gratitude to trust and to Jesus. For being good in the now moment. All is good. All is good. Do you need anything right now? Do you need anything? And I'm not talking about like, are you getting hungry? Are you getting peckish or whatever? Are you thirsty? No, like that can wait. That's fine. You know you're not going to die if you're thirsty and you're going to drink a few minutes later, right? Like, are you good? Are you safe? And take this energy from the now moment. Take your energy, take your state of being. Look at who you have around you. We have the angels here. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael. Jesus is right here. Trust is surrounding us. There's this high frequency all around you. Are you good? Are you safe? What's your frequency like? And bring it up a little bit more. Pull it up, pull it up. Ask Jesus to help you. Just pull it up. Raise your frequency. Ask Jesus, Jesus, raise my frequency, please. Angels, pull me up. Fill my space up with your light. Allow all of them to fill the space up with your light. And just allow everything that you were not trusting before to dissipate and release to the earth. You're raising your frequency, the rest is dropping. It's moving downwards. And just perceive the energy. Allow yourself and allow your body to memorize this. Just save this to the cellular memory. Hold this space. Be this energy. And move forward. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving forward. Just keep walking. See yourself walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. And let's just take the temperature in the next now moment. Are you good? How are you doing? Are you good? Are you safe? Are you good? Is everything all right? And just keep moving. Keep moving. Speed up. Walk faster. Walk faster. This is what it feels like to walk with trust. For trust to walk with you. Memorize that. Remember what that's like. I'm just going to let you be here. Know that you can always come back to this recording. And stay in this space. The space of trust. The space of knowing that all is good. All is good. All is good.